There's long been a dominant narrative that throughout US history, our country has been a land of plenty in which individuals could make a path for themselves regardless of their class status. The handful of success stories of people who have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps make that sometimes feel true. When you look at the archival sources that document the nation's founding up through the present, however, you find that the poor have always been with us. People have struggled with houselessness, hunger, lack of medical care, but their perspectives are rarely recorded in the documents that we have, due in part to low education and literacy rates before the 20th century. Usually, people experiencing poverty and average folks scraping by only show up in the archives when something has gone horribly wrong. One of New Jersey's colonial laws, which was on the books until the mid-19th century, underscores this point. It stipulated that any individual considered to be a, quote, poor indigent person strolling about from their place of legal settlement, anyone who moved out of place, was to be considered a vagrant and a vagabond and be arrested and jailed. This could be seen as an example of the experience of being poor being criminalized. This law was not unique to New Jersey. Most states in the United States had laws like these until they were declared unconstitutional in the 1970s. But it reminds us to look for class when we're thinking about history and reading historical sources. Reminds us to ask what power or privilege allowed an archival source to be created, to ask whose voice is present and whose voices are missing. As a historian, I am interested in the histories of everyday people cobbling together ways to make ends meet, of people who struggled to pay rent or moved from town to town looking for work. Their stories reflect the on-the-ground, day-to-day existence that's more likely to resonate with most of us than the histories of governors or presidents. Class-based historical inquiry fills in gaps around gender, race, and religion and reminds us that the factors that influence our own decision-making about where we live, where we work, and how we build our families are likely not that different from the people who came before us 200 years ago.